Hello, welcome to Psychic Frank's Mystery School. Is now in session. Namaste. Welcome to greetings from San Francisco. Where's Gabby, my lovely parrot? Where are you, baby? She's over there on our. Oh no, I got the camera tilted a little. Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it because I got it just right. But if you see a bird flying around, don't think you're hallucinating. Because a lot of times they show me in the middle of the night. I'm on cable access here in San Francisco. I used to have a live call-in show at BAVAC, Bay Area Video Coalition, SF Commons. I had a live call-in show with this beautiful flash studio built with the Obama stimulus money. I miss that studio. I miss all my family, my SF Commons family. If you guys are listening, I love you. Yeah, they watch me Saturday nights at 7:30 here in San Francisco, but my shows are uploaded onto YouTube. Yeah, I'm feeling exceptionally good. It's the 4th of, what is this, the 5th, Thursday the 5th, and it looks like Joe Biden is definitely a winner, the next president, and Donald Trump is, Trumpism is soon to be a wasism. I wasn't expecting... uh, um, the the winner to be declared until actually two things happened right now on the 13th of this month. Um, that's let me see. Something's going on with um, Mercury. Oh yeah, Mercury went direct on the morning of election day. So that's why I don't think this election was going to have to be redone. The thing is uh, it gets to its shadow phase when Mercury on the 19th of November will be where 11 degrees Scorpio, where it was in October when it went retrograde, and that's called a shadow period, and that's when there'll definitely be a resolve. Until then, as Pam Gregory so aptly put it, I just had it in my hand and I said, oh yeah, I could just read that right on the air, excuse me. um, well, here's the United States of America. I was looking for this. I wanted to do this show like a half an hour ago. I made this. Someone gave me a bag of bits and pieces of jewelry, broken earrings and stuff that belonged to a relative of hers who has passed on. And I put, this is two different sets of pearls, but they're real pearls, and I just love them. I just feel real comfortable with them. I don't know why. I knew the woman, indirectly, I knew the woman who owned this, and I think she was a gentle, lovely soul. Okay, so where are we now? Okay, so yeah, so waves of disclosure through the rest of the year, breaking down the old in order for the new green shoots to come up. A lot of Pam Gregory, a great astrologer, you get her videos on YouTube, compares to what we're going through now as going through the birth canal, that really dangerous part of the birth canal, as we go give birth to the new age. The new age. Yeah, what's going to happen now with the North Node in Gemini, South Node, that's mutable cardinal air, all kinds of air signs. And then I'm really psyched about what's going to be going on December 21st, when we have Jupiter and Saturn enter Aquarius. This is going to be, a lot of astrologers, not just Pam Gregory, said we might have extraterrestrial visitors. I would like to say we already have extraterrestrial visitors. They'll be exposing themselves more and more. And we might have some people from different galaxies commune with us now, because I think the mass of us, our wits have grown sharp enough so we can communicate now. We've become symbolically literate. Many of us are living in the fifth dimension, where it's pure love, and it's people don't know how to deal with us. We can't be bought. We can't be seduced. I like this quote I found. That which is predictable is preventable. Yeah, this was an amazing thing. Yeah, Donald Trump is a full blown. Neuroses are really kind of cute. Young kids with neuroses. You see them doing these little neurotic things, and you go, "Oh, look at him! He's this little John. He's got a little neuroses going on." It could be anything from like just doing something nervously, some nervous tic or some. Neurosis, a relatively mild mental illness caused by organic disorder involving systems of stress, depression, symptoms of stress, depression, anxiety, obsessive behavior, hypochondriac by not by radical, but by it's just they're not debilitating, but about their health. Oh yeah, he's a hypochondriac. He's neurotic about his health, that kind of stuff. But if neuroses aren't dealt with, like Carl Jung said, unless you bring light into the shadow, bring your light, make your subconscious conscious. You'll spend the rest of your life cursing fate, blaming fate. I'm wearing a bright Hawaiian shirt with coconut buttons. I'm celebrating this ordeal we've all gone through the last 4 years. We don't want to bond with a wound, but man, every day it was stressful. That's why so many people are sick. Okay, but psychosis, as they said, is a noun. A severe mental disorder in which thoughts and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external realities. See, that's what we have with Donald Trump now. He's going off his rocker. The power he has is, he's, I don't even want to talk about him anymore. Okay, so, when I say if you don't like the news, go out and make some of your own. That used to be the old K-San back in the old days. I was thinking the other day because I'm in my 70s and, prostate stuff happens. And it's all about, swelling prostate gland. So I watch my diet and it's cool. I don't have that much problem. I urinate, it's a personal thing. You don't want to talk about it. But I know some guys that really, but in their 80s that are really, surgery and all kinds of things. And, so many times, and then it dawned on me the other day while I was tinkling, that's when I get my flashes sometimes, swelling, because of swelled prostate, whenever anybody tells me, oh, my legs are swollen, or I'm swollen, my feet are swelled up, I can't put on my shoes, in whatever part of your body that the swelling is occurring is where you're stuck thinking. That's what swelling is all about. Like prostate, could be stuck in thoughts about sexuality. It could be thoughts about stuck in your being pissed off all the time, and then, as I said, you want to definitely. Oh yeah, and then so what's going to go on now? So I'm already past this election. Donald Trump is lost. He's going to go to prison. The kids are going to go. It's going to be great visuals, especially when they grab the kids away from Ivanka Trump there and they put him in a foster home and her Nazi husband gets marched off into jail. God, he's a moron. These like there was a guy on TV, a young kid who was rehabbed, and he was no longer a white supremacist KKK, and he looked right in the camera, and he was helping, people, get over this, and he said, "Their cries for help. These people are really crying for help." There's a lot of times when I first started doing this, I would look at these people and I'd say, "What happened? You didn't get the pony?" Get over it. So I'm over it. The new administration's coming in. And then it's going to be, as I said, everything's going to change in December before Election Day. Yeah, not Election Day, Inauguration Day. That's on the 6th of January is when Jupiter and Saturn both enter Aquarius. Jupiter for 1 year and Saturn in Aquarius for the next 2.5 years. And then, starting the end of 2022, 2023, Pluto will start going back and forth from late 20s Capricorn to 0 Aquarius and back and forth. And that's going to be all happening in the United States of America's money house. Yeah, we're having our first Pluto return over the next couple of years. Pluto in the money. This happens every 450 years. This is when the Roman Empire collapsed. Excuse me. But what's going on now? This is so important now. I was going to start my show off with this, but I had to just share my joy. Oh, joy of joys! Trump, Donna, Joe Biden did it. Uncle Joe and Sister Kamala. She likes to be called Mamala. She's my Mamala. I'm older than her, but I love my Mamala. She's a San Franciscan. I love this city. I love this city so much. Okay, so everything we thought we knew, we realize is wrong. Years ago, I attended a lecture, and someone, I don't know, I can't remember the lecture, but they said something about, we've been staring very intensely on the shadows on the wall, and then all of a sudden we're going to turn around and realize the light that's been making the shadows. Start right off, the Big Bang Theory never happened. It's a lie. Rupert Sheldrake, I don't know, 10 years ago when he came out with that, he got thrown off of TED. TED is supposed to be liberal, because science is in crisis. They found a star in our galaxy that predates the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, the Big Bang Theory. What did I wrote something interesting that Sheldrake says, give us one free miracle, like the Big Bang Theory. Give us one free miracle, and we'll take care of the rest. The cosmic expansion created the cosmic microwave background, a uniform glow that comes from every corner of the universe now. Yeah, it was popularized by Hubble, who discovered the planet Uranus. Isn't that just so poetic and really sweetly ironic that now that Uranus, ruled by the planet Uranus, is entering Aquarius, and along with Pluto and all these other things, it's time now to, as I said, our wits have grown sharp enough for us. We've had power that far exceeded our wisdom, and now we're getting the knowledge, So, and in 1927, the Big Bang Theory began with a priest, of course. Our forefathers created this country to get away from organized religion, freedom from religion, and look what's happening now. Boy, they're not pleased that they gave their life. It's their whole life to create this country, and then in just 1 or 2 generations. So this is 27. Oh yeah, so the Big Bang Theory by a priest, thrown into question after science has discovered a star which appears to be older than the. It was all a proposition made as a basis for reasoning without an assumption of its truth. Hypotheses, that's an interesting word. It's a supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of unlimited evidence as a starting point. See, then all they dismiss all the. If they do a test or an experiment and it comes out not to support the Big Bang Theory, they throw it out. And of course, science, they get these charismatic guys, like when I was growing up, it was, what's that horrible guy's name? Carl Sagan, may he rest in peace, sold his soul, and would actually go on Johnny Carson and make fun of people like myself, who are gifted psychics or alternative healers and all that. And now we have a very charismatic guy, a man of color, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is Carl Sagan. There's no doubt in my mind that is Carl Sagan's in his latest incarnation. And they don't want to admit that there's I don't want to, of course, mock crippled people, especially dead crippled dead crippled people, but that Stephen Hawking's, he was wrong. He was so wrong about. First of all, when you get information, consider the source. Just one looking at Stephen Hawking's, and I'd say to myself, why would I want to listen to anything this man says? He was a very afflicted, sick person, and and it's repeated throughout, science today. If extraterrestrial life exists, it exists for one sole reason: to eat us. And that's ridiculous. I mean, it's almost laughable if it wasn't so sad. But as I said, if these people didn't exist, we'd have to create them. They're just what we need now to start. We all want freedom now. Freedom of this, freedom of that. And they're all legitimate. Yes, we should have all freedoms. But the freedom I want is the freedom. Why is your assumption better than mine? Why do all my assumptions and my theories get no support, no funding, and your theories get zillions universities built under these things, kicking, and they don't want to share the power. Western medicine, Western science, they have the power, and they're not giving it up. Like Bernie Siegel said, without the faith and conviction that life in you is unobstructed, all the healing techniques in the world, all the scientific breakthroughs are of little avail. That's the mind, body, spirit equation. They don't take that into consideration. Modern medicine, they don't have time. They got money to make. They got my guest as I'm buying another home. Money hungry doctors. This whole thing, they used to be the hypocrite, what is it, the oath that doctors took, we shall do no harm, first do no harm. And yet they give prescriptions out for all these things. And if you just have to listen to the TV set, I mean, it's worse. Death, brain, the things that these side effects are horrendous. They're scary. What could be worse? Wouldn't it be refreshing if you turned on your TV and there was an actor from the pharmaceutical companies, a spokesperson hired by the pharmaceutical companies saying, there's not one drug on the planet, one man-made pharmaceutical. Yes, Gabby, come here. There's not one pharmaceutical drug that doesn't have side effects, and many of them are very, very dangerous. And so when you're listening to this, keep in mind that there are alternative medicine, and that unless your mind isn't, I'm paraphrasing here, but really talk to people about, because if you're symbolically literate and you watch these ads, it's an education on why we're in the state we're in. The deterioration of this great country, it's got to be deteriorated so the sprouts can come up with the new. So we're in the last parts of this, the power being taken away from the old white guy. And as we can see, it ain't going easy. We're going to have to slap them on the hand. Let it go, baby. Let it go. Let go. Let God. Yeah, because the North Node's halfway through its 18 months of being in Gemini, and that's to initiate us now. See, Gemini, one of those twins is mortal, the other one's immortal. Every time one gets a good idea, the other one's going to get a whole mess of ideas. Gabby just came here to see her. Hey, Gabby. Hey, how you doing, honey? Oh, you're looking good. Okay, yeah, modern science is based on the principle, give us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest. And the one free miracle is the appearance of all matter and energy, all of the laws that govern it from nothing, a simple instant. See, that was that 1927 religious, fundamental religious belief thing going on. And the Big Bang Theory and their equations, their hypotheses are based or proposed explanation for the phenomenon. No. And as I said, they have no imagination. Einstein even said imagination is more valuable than knowledge. But, even Dr. Martin Luther King said the moral universe is, and I believe the physical universe is love. it is just so much love. It's just unconditional love. Extraterrestrial life, we're, from what I understand, are so far away from where, if God forbid we should blow ourselves up, it will be like a, just an from far out. They'll notice it. Now, this is Earth School. We're here to learn. There's something interesting about. It's a great book. It's hard to find, but it's the Beyond the Veil by someone named Judy Laddon, Laddon. And it really is. I had an out-of-body experience. Totally changed my life in '82, and I, can never even find words to explain it. But now, 40 years later, I understand now. They say some of us were all on different schedules, but the trauma of birth is so intense we get amnesia from just being born. And then we start waking up. In my case, it was around 60, 70 years old. I started waking up. And then you start realizing, that's what that's all about. Yeah, and what happens is I've done healings. A lot of times healing means they die. I don't like the word die. They graduate, right in my hands. They would leave, their spirits would leave my body, they leave their body. And it says, another important, there are many souls who wake up over here on the other side and realize that they literally missed the point of life. If anything, we should all realize we're coming out of this dark night of the soul. And the soon-to-be out of office Donald Trump, best friends with psychopathological murderers. North Korea, little Kim there. Kim Jong-un in there, and of course China, head of China and of Russia. The atrocities, the human rights conditions are appalling. And we had a president who thought they were the good guys. God, it was so hard for us conscious people to actually live through these last 4 years. Well, at 70 something years old, it made my years look a lot like the last 4 years. I feel like I'm in my 80s. I feel like I've lived an extra 10 years just in the last 4 years. It says another important change occurs, a miraculous process of quote unquote awakening. In a twinkling, it becomes apparent that the main purpose was of the life just completed, and whether the purpose had been addressed, you would be amazed and saddened. The self-acknowledgement and self-judgment from our side, the self-acknowledgement and self-judgment from our side. There are so many souls who wake up over here to realize they literally missed the point of life. They forget their original purpose. They got sidetracked, waylaid. They got waylaid. I got waylaid. I really did get waylaid. That's another story. Well, I knew I was going to be a late bloomer. That's why I traveled and everything I wanted to do for my first Saturn return. And by the time I was 30, early 30s, I had sobered up and settled down to this life I'm enjoying now. And I'm just so lucky to be alive now, to enjoy everything we started in '68 now, when all these planets were in Virgo. The big planets were in Virgo, preparing us for where we are now. Like I said, in the future, I'll say it again, there's a few shows back on YouTube about in the future abortion clinics. I don't even like the word abortion. It will be contract renegotiation opportunities. You can send things back to the cosmic kitchen and say, you know what? Oh, I forgot. I want an unmarried guy. I left that out. Yeah, this guy you sent me is beautiful, but he's married. He's got kids. I want somebody, you got to put that in your order. You can't assume. When you just said, like so many guys, I just want to be in love. And they fall in love with a married woman or a married guy. And it's all wrong, Yeah, there's karmic stuff going out there, But what you want to do is never too late to, even the job you're doing, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for, like I was just before this COVID-19 epidemic and the shutdown, I had completed 10 years of my live call-in show at Bayvac, and I wasn't going to stay anymore because to me Comcast is racist. they stopped tagging our shows. If you if you got Comcast, you live wherever, you press up the remote control, and you go to the cable access stations 26 and 79, 76 and 29, and it should say Psychic Frank's Mystery School, but it doesn't. It says local listings, and they did that right when President Obama became president. So to me, Comcast is racist, and I wasn't going to have anything to do with it. But then fate would intervene, and I signed up for another year, and that's why Bayvec is letting me do my shows out of here. So hopefully when they open up again, it'll be a whole new order. And somebody's going to keep in mind that, people will think, well, that's not a big deal, Frank. That's cable access TV. This is democracy TV. Cable access TV is all we got left. All the radio stations are all taken up by corporations. Right, Gabby? Right? I know, baby. I know. You're a good-looking chick. Let me give her something to chew here. So, as I said, so many people are obsessed living their parents' dreams. I'm doing this for my mother and father, God, ridiculous. Do something for yourself. It'll be better. If you're going to make it, you're going to have to surpass your parents. I think a lot of people are just feeling that she likes to make spitballs out of rolling paper. Don't panic. It's organic. Yeah, I am not implying yours is a sick society, for it is filled with a number of wise and intuitive souls who will help you to change more to a more meaningful structures. I am trying to show that we perceive to be an epidemic of disillusioned spirits who reach this side and are unfailingly remorseful to have completely bypassed the important tasks of their life. They then must labor in many years through time has no meaning over here to reconstruct their original intentions, evaluate their failings, study Earth circumstances, and enroll for another human life. Now, this is just a small part of any person's So, as I said, this is Earth School 101. Don't eat the menu instead of the meal, real relaxation and serenity come from a deep sense of the fundamental goodness in the universe. The universe is fundamentally pro-life. We are the universe. We are stardust. We are golden. I'm going to start singing Joni Mitchell, Woodstock, by the time we got to Woodstock. I was at Woodstock. I got a lift to the freeway. And then I actually met my friends from Long Island. It was so funny. And then it started raining when Ravi Shankar started playing, and it didn't stop raining for 3 long days. It was a muddy mess, but I don't really remember that much of it. I was just so loaded. Anyway, psychedelicized. So let me see what's going. Oh yes. So where are we now? Where's that? I want to talk about November 14th. We have a new moon, Scorpio new moon. One magic moment. Here we go. Scorpio new moon, November 14th. That's going to be at 9:07 p.m. here at Pacific Standard Time. We have help releasing stagnation. Uranus is helping us release what's stuck. And for the United States of America, look for all this 8-degree Taurus energy. See, we have a Taurus moon. 13-degree Taurus is, that's Joe Biden has a Taurus moon. Oh, the United States of America, all this Taurus energy is in our creation house. Yeah, the United States of America is leaving a 6-year, and we're going into a 7-year. See, 2021 reduced to one digit is 5. The United States of America is 7/14, July 4th rather, which is 11 or 2. So 5 and 2 is 7. So we're going into a wisdom year. I've been doing this like 40 years. Nobody, even myself, throws confetti in the air and, 7, I love 7. No, 7's really intense. It's when the spiritual hen needs to go in the cage and put the sit on the egg. It's going to be, as I said, it's going to be a lot. Well, let's see what the cards say before I editorialize on what my hunches are. We're in for all kinds of literal lightning bolts of to get us back on the right path. Like, I don't believe how people, who have survived these horrible weather, hurricanes, never before more winds, you know, winds ripping trees. Trees are the earth's lungs. Trees are the earth's lungs. It's how we breathe. And the rainforest is, I think, per second, miles of rainforest is going down every second. We've got to, like, somebody's, we need a leader, a world leader who's going to put the brakes on, and say, no, no, no. Nothing goes away until it teaches us what we had learned, what we needed to learn. So let me get into my non-local space. Yeah, so for Joe Biden, he's the North Node at the end of next summer, beginning of sometime next summer, around July. The North Node's going to go from North Node Gemini, South Node Sag to North Node Taurus, where it will join the planet Uranus. And that's going to be really good for Joe Biden because it's he's got a 12th house Scorpio, Mars, Scorpio. See, he's got Mars, Mercury, Sun, Venus, and his all in Taurus. So with that much Taurus, he has a great gift of reinventing himself with the time. He's always becoming a better person. I found this book, and then I'll get to the cards. I haven't forgotten. I found this great book years ago. It said Hidden Wisdom. Hidden wisdom. Without the feeling of love and without the faith and conviction that life in us is unobstructed, all the healing techniques of science are of little avail. Now, we are literally, every element of our body is from the galaxy. So why would the galaxy want to eat us? They don't eat, what I'm saying? It's not it's evolved. It's eon. It's way past where we are now. We're so many of us are third dimension, an eye for an eye. It's a dog eat dog world, Oh, God, misery, and suffering, and people enjoying misery, like LBJ said. You give the white man somebody to look down on, he'll empty his wallet for you. It's this innate. I was thinking today about all the people in New York I went to high school with. The North Shore of Long Island, a very privileged neighborhood. Even though my family was dirt poor, I went to school with a lot of. And I was thinking today about all these people that voted for Trump, and they're all racist then in the '60s, and they always. And when I met them again in the '90s, on my way back from Paris, I was there for a week, and now the N word was flying around and pointing fingers, And I realized that LBJ quote to me, you give these people somebody to look down on, and they'll empty their wallet for you. They'll put you in office. They'll give you their last penny. He talks here about, like Carl Jung said, accelerating evolution. Many dimensions of the new age owe their existence more conventional currents of thought. He says, unlike, some of these names, all these philosophers, this is the overman or superhuman, as he is more familiarly known, haunts the 20th century. Even the dullest reader of Nietzsche must see that he would have been horrified by the Nazis. What they did was they took his and Jung's idea of a superhuman and made it into a superhuman of somebody with the killer instinct, intrepid and cruel. The Nazis. It is true that the two movements agree in accepting the idea that humanity must overcome itself to serve as a bridge to something higher, but the human potential movement does not hold out the idea of a new man who is intrepid and cruel. Instead, in the words of Michael Murphy, co-founder of some Esalen Institute, the movement's metanormal capacities seem to develop best in conjunction with love for other living things. This Magnus Opus, The Future of the Body, which exhaustively describes superhuman functioning in people ranging from Tibetan monks to baseball pitchers. Murphy includes such quality as love that transcends ordinary needs and reveals fundamental unity with others. This is all going to come to pass. Definitely as we get the new order in. Yeah, we got to have patience. What did St. Augustine say? The reward of patience is patience. The journey's the destination. We're so goal-oriented, we forget, am I having fun yet? We want an external life. We don't know, most people don't know what to do with this life. It's not enough to say I'm having fun. There's this guilt in us, I don't know where it comes from, the cosmic debt, this is the very, very end of the Piscean age. The Piscean age is over. This was thousands of years of the cruelest age known to human history. And now we're literally, as I said, this is a big thing. Just the fact that, next time, oh yeah, and then as I said, they make a cute show that puts down psychics, the Big Bang Theory about how nerdy people are, brilliant. Technophiles. They believe technology is the answer for everything. They don't know with every new thing we lose something old and valuable. One thing about the Japanese, they respect their elders, if you're old and got money, yeah, you're respected here, but, and Facebook, I just saw Zuckerberg, his high school president of Facebook there, a little snot, excuse my language, in high school it was run fast and break things was his slogan. And he tries to say, well, Facebook puts grandparents in charge. They could see pictures of their grandchildren. Oh, I went nuts. How dare you throw that up to our faces, you despicable pimp, pimping innocent kids for your Facebook garbage. I forget. It's like I wrote it down. It's like millions. It makes me shake when you realize what is it? 2.7 billion people on the planet have been suckered into, and they're all got one name, Mark. I don't care what you call yourself, Julie, Mary Beth, Santa Fe. Your name is Mark to them. You're just a mark for these people. Like when a burglar marks a house, an apartment building in a neighborhood, and then they get a rash of burglaries that happen until the burglar dies decades later. Burglars don't give up. Criminals don't give up when they mark something. It's a mark. It's a slang term. But the worst thing, anger fuels what needs to be fueled. And this thing about, we wonder where we are now. Well, how could you have a society, friends and unfriend in an instant? Friendships, they take years to cultivate. You work on friendships. You help each other grow. I've got friendships I've had for decades. And they go through rough periods, but you stick with it. You remember the good times, you work through things. As long as we got Facebook with this friends, unfriend thing, think about that. Friend, unfriend. I mean, the word friend used to have meaning. A friend is a gift you give yourself. Now it's been trivialized as a fellow brainwashed sheep, And then, as I said, I don't want to be like, this, here comes ball breaker Frank, But, I had to get off of Facebook because, as I said, these people I went to high school with these professors now of, say, for instance, Boston University, head of these big departments. They got kids and nice homes all over New England, all over the world or whatever, And they're all complaining now about how their job. Well, why are you still in it? Where are you? Grow a pair, man. Stand up. And as I said, they know goddamn well the Big Bang Theory is a lie. And science is in big trouble now. They're in crisis because more and more people are waking up and say, this isn't funny now. Well, I want our kids to learn the truth. And they've been learning nothing but, yeah, that's what I'm saying earlier. Let's get some assumptions. Let's get freedom to assume, equal rights for our assumptions. Why an assumption foundation, and illogical assumptions that make no logic whatsoever should get some funding, and let's get the medicine. Let's get the medicine. It's like all these industries now have been bogus and just leaving out a big part of, and yet, you get Marlo Thomas pimping kids, fighting cancer at St. Jude, and if you say anything about that, oh my God, they'll run you out of town on a rail. You're a kid hater. No, I love kids. That's why it breaks my heart to see what these people are doing, and using these kids. Like Zuckerberg, the first thing he said when they called him on this crap Facebook is doing, he came right out with the grandparents and the kids. It's like, oh, let me get that on a needlepoint. Let me start embroidering that on a pillow. So it was like saccharine. It was like I almost went into a diabetic coma. I wanted to reach in the TV and just spit in his little horrible Kermit the Frog face. I just don't like that Zuckerberg because, friends, it never dawned on me that we'd have a society where it was divided into unfriended, friend and unfriend. I remember when friends would send you a birthday card or a Christmas card. Now the cheap bastards, they send you an email card. What is that? Shove it up your butt. Save your time. I don't want that crap. You know what I'm saying? It's an insult, Take the time to buy a card, support the industry. Snail mail, it's a good thing, These technophiles, technology is not the answer to everything. We used to look at the sky in awe and wonder, and our imagination still does for me, but no, nowadays these people look up at the moon and they see real estate. They see, water. There's no better there than here, and whatever we don't learn here, like all these, like Donald Trump, he learned real early in life, and it's a book, it's out in a book, how to be powerful. And the first thing they teach you, the whole chapter is find your opponent's most open wound and then exploit it. And Donald Trump, he does that, he does that. It works, well, we'll see how far that works, when he's a prick. All these people now talking about, for the next 4 years, he's going to be on TV. No, unless that TV cell from his cell on death row, on death row, that's where he belongs. No, as I said, the minute he is out of the office, he'll be handcuffed. And I hope they bang his head on the car door when they shove him in the back seat of the squad car. So everybody's grateful at a banquet. Fear contracts, love expands. Let's not let things go back to normal. Let's concentrate now on what this disease was all about. Is fear and this attacking our environment. There's attacking insects, animal flesh. We weren't meant to eat animal flesh, and cruelty. Animals are people, we're torturing. Not only are we eating animal flesh, but the way they're being destroyed is, it's not funny. It's just, as I said, animals are human. Are not human, but they're conscious beings. They're sentient beings. They could feel. Takar said a couple of 100 years ago, when you hear an animal screaming, it's just like a wheel squeaking. Wherever that stupid bastard is, I hope he squeaks a little. So anyway, excuse my language, but when you wake up, I think it's normal to be anger. Fear is just a sign telling you we're going into a whole new realm now. So naturally, drop your grounding cord. The infinite ground of being is always there for us. Your throat chakra rules it all. This is happening now. Hallelujah. here we are. We're taking death will pick us up, spin us around, and drop us down deeper in our own life. And we're surrounded by making plans now. A lot of things are going to start going forward in a whole new way. But as I said, it's not going to be next year. It's going to be 2022. Up until next year is going to be really, really rough because, as I said, even with Donald Trump and his cohorts behind bars, that's just going to ignite the right-wing Senate, which I believe is going to remain Republican. But as I said, we can... who knows what kind of karma? Look at San Francisco. Ed Lee, the worst racist, got rid of the people's chief of police we had, the people's sheriff, and replaced him with a neo-Nazi to spit in our face. And what did he do? He dropped dead in the supermarket, waddling his fat ass around some Safeway. He had a heart attack or something, you know. And the FBI was investigating him, you know. Oh, San Francisco's been a corrupt city since the gold rush, and it still is. The city we got right now is under investigation by the FBI. Our mayor has been in cohorts with people robbing us blind, you know. But I keep my mouth shut, except on my show, because I still believe in freedom, you know. I know for sure why I was talking about it, because, you know, the people voted for City College, free college, and a year or two went by. If it wasn't for Danny Glover and Jane Kim, supervisor and the famous Danny Glover, I shook their hands at City Hall. It was, I got a notice they were there, and they had a big rally, and that's when our mayor decided to, you know, okay, yeah, let's move somewhere on this. And to this day, it's not working because this Mayor London Breed tied up. For that alone, she should be horsewhipped. You know, I know many people, great educators, who had to get away from it because they said, wow, your city is messed up, Frank. You got the worst mayor. So this isn't just me, you know, with a brain fart. We got a mayor who's just totally involved with big corporations, and building these high rises, like, you know, pretty soon the tides are going to rise. And I don't know, I guess a career choice will be scuba diving plumbers. I don't know how these high rises, because they're all built on landfill down there on the wharf, you know, down China Basin. You know, but as I said, I don't know what's going on, you know, in San Francisco, except I talk my talk, and as I said, I run my mouth. And until I'm 72 years old, I've waited my whole life now. You know, I grew up with people saying, shut up, Frank, shut up, Frank. No, I will not shut up, right, Gabby? Right, sweetheart? We will not be silenced. So thank you for listening to me. So yeah, keep your margins permeable. Yeah, right now we're sitting here waiting, everything we love, but something really good. There's a gift from God right over our shoulders. Yeah, this is good now. We're going to see what it's been so long since we've had an adult and a leader. This country needed a leader. Yeah, we're tiptoeing past now, all the crazies in there. You don't want to throw gasoline on a fire, or like Donald Trump likes to gin up his crowd. Oodles of happiness around the heart chakra. There's the fat cat card. See, he's very happy with everything he's done. This is the good trouble, you know. As I said, I found a thing now. It said, the trouble is we've been too obedient. We have to be civil disobedience. Okay, I only got a few more minutes. Okay, a lot of a lot of gifts from God, flashes of revelation. I want everybody to carry a little blank piece of paper and a pencil of paper with you, a pen or a pencil, and jot down these ideas you get, because ideas are going to be coming fast and furious. And you want to definitely say, oh, I'll remember that. No, you won't remember that. Yeah, this would have took us 30 years to build. And now 30 years is Aquarius again. But the thing is, I'll show it next time. There was an article a few months ago in the Mountain Astrologer. This young man did a great article about every time Pluto makes a return, how empires collapse or totally transform. And they were all through history from like BC right through the Roman Empire to the Germans to the whole bit now. So yeah, America is having. Remember, with Pluto, it's got to be altruistic. It can't be all me, me, mine. I, me, mine. It's got to be planet, people, and then profit. Right now, it's profit, profit, profit. People, planet, forget about it. Rape the sucker and rape Mother Earth until she can't walk, No, okay, everything is stirred up a lot. It goes away just as fast as the windbag came along. And now we do two things with a distasteful situation. We transmute it or we remove ourselves from it, but it's all done with love. And expect the unexpected. When you open your eyes in the morning, give some gratitude to be alive and expect there's a fish of abundance in that cup of love. Remind yourself, I don't know much. I expect wonderful things. Every day brings unexpected, wonderful surprises. Because you've got to be taught it's one goddamn thing after another. Somebody, at the first few years of your life, someone had to drum it into your head over and over again. Don't think that way. It's not one. Life is one goddamn thing after another, and your kids buy that. Like Donald Trump, when Donnie Jr. was a toddler, he was telling him, "Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody." And then a few minutes later, he'd say, "Donnie, you trust me?" And he'd say, "Yeah." He says, "I told you not to trust anybody." That's child abuse. That's child abuse. So anyway, I'm filling you up with the light and love of the Holy Spirit. Yes, black holes are going to eat up the earth in a couple of billion years, a couple of 100 billion years, actually. In the meantime, don't be afraid of black holes. They actually admit wisdom, eons of wisdom, and all you simply have to do is surround yourself with the love and light of the Holy Spirit at night. Release the day. Don't take your troubles into the school of the night with you, and open your crown chakra and allow the eons of wisdom to come in your crown chakra and expect the unexpected. I love you all. Gabby, say goodbye, honey. Bye. Say thank you. Okay. Did you have a nice time? I appreciate your support and love. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks. And support Public Access TV, SF Commons. Love you guys. Namaste.